Welcome to Eric Blackmon Music. Hi, and welcome to my tutorial, how to get a good strumming sound on guitar. The guitar is tuned standard E, A, D, G, B, E. And this tutorial is not just for beginners, but for anyone who wants to improve their guitar strumming sound. One of the first rules that we want to learn about strumming is to strum gently. I'm going to form an E major chord and we'll strum simply with the thumb. We'll get to a pick later, and we're going to strum downward only as gently as we can, like this. I mean, you're barely hearing the strings, but that's the kind of sound that you want to build on. Basically, we're just rubbing the strings like that. Now if we want to get louder, we just push a little harder. You want to get used to a rhythm, gently strumming that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we want to go with an up strum, we want to do that even more gently. We're going to use our fingers for the up strum. 1, and brush the strings coming up like that. Don't grab the strings like that. We want to brush the strings gently on the way up. So we've got thumb down, just like that. And if we count that with rhythm, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We want to follow the motion of the arm. If we go down, we have to come up, right? You want the wrist to be really loose, just like that. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now if you want a broad strum, where you're strumming all the strings, your arm's going to be more involved. You're going to push the arm down. Now, if you want a narrow strum, which is much tighter, you want to use your wrist and turn your wrist this way. See, on the way down, I'm hitting 3 strings, and coming up, striking 3. That's a broad strum. And a narrow strum. Now in order to get different tones, we can use our thumb, which is going to be a soft tone. We can use the back of our fingernails and get a nice bright tone by just dragging our fingernails across the strings. Like that. Now if we want to use a pick, we can use a thin pick for a light strum. Now with the pick, we want to hold the pick very loosely between our fingers and angle it up a little bit and just drag the pick across the strings like that. We don't want to hold the pick too firmly because we get this. We don't want that. We want a nice soft drag across the strings and back up. When you go up, barely touch the strings. Going down, you're going to get your strum. Like that. Now that pick is almost flipping out of my hands. I'm holding it so loosely, okay? So, I mean very gently we're holding that pick. Now this is a thin pick, so we're going to get a light, bright strum. With a heavy pick, we're going to get a deeper, tighter strum. So we've got a lot of staccato in that strum. And then also the bass is going to come out when you play with a heavy pick. Now where you strum between the neck and the bridge changes the tone. Okay, if you strum up here near the neck, listen to this. If you strum over the sound hole, and if you strum back near the bridge, the neck tone is kind of percussive. A nice full-bodied tone here at the sound hole, and a bright tone back here near the bridge. Also, when using a pick, there are some variations you can use to suit your taste. You can do the normal down-up strumming, or you can use your wrist and take this pick and pick out certain strings, like say for instance the middle strings. Now I've got my finger down here on the high E string, using it to anchor my hand, and I can also mute that string with it. And I'm just using my fingers as a pendulum. This way I can pick any strings I want. If I want to pick the top two strings, the two middle strings, or the high strings. You can use those techniques to get some varied strumming effects. You can also use your pick or your fingers to do bass notes along with your chord strumming. I've got an E chord, right? Now what I'm going to do is pick a string and then I'm going to play the chord. Here's my bass string, which is an E, and then I'm going to strum down like that. If I were using my thumb, I'd go. Now I took my thumb, put it on the top there on the E string, played down, landed on the A string, and then came back with my fingernails, so I get a nice bass and a nice crisp chord. If I went to an A chord, I would play the A string and do the same thing. Back to an E chord. With my pick, that would be. Those are just some suggestions that you can use to enhance your strumming experience with guitar. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.